So the top story around football is very simply not what happened on Monday Night Football, but the New York Jets making a move at head coach, getting rid of Robert Saleh. And this came as a shock to everyone. To everyone. I feel like I'm the only one that was like, yeah, well, what'd you expect? The Jets are always going to be the Jets. They have decided to take a side in this division between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh, and they've made their choice. They have made their bed, and now they have to lay in it. And it's why that they continuously have to fight the battle between Aaron Rodgers, the front office, Nathaniel Hackett, who probably should have gotten the axe and didn't. First off, I appreciate authenticity. I appreciate honesty. If Aaron Rodgers would have came out and said, yeah, we didn't have a great relationship, I'd have been like, listen, I don't know if I would have chose Aaron Rodgers' side again. I would have said, figure it out, buddy. But at least he was being honest. If you think Robert Saleh got fired and Nathaniel Hackett didn't, and Aaron Rodgers had no hand in that, you're crazy. I mean, that's all it is. If you think that's true, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'm ready to sell you. Seriously, that's how bad that is. When I see the Jets fire Robert Saleh, I rolled over my bed this morning, I checked the notification, and I said to myself, yeah, of course. The Jets haven't made a good decision in 2 decades. Outside of their little mini run with Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez and company, going to back-to-back AFC championship games and losing both, they've been a pathetic organization. And they'll continue to do so. They have made their bed, and now they have to lay in it. It is crazy to me that the front office chose the side of the offensive side of the ball that has the same amount of touchdowns through 5 games as it did with Zach Wilson. You know, last year, when I had basically said, yeah, I'm not buying the New York Jets, and I didn't buy him this year either. And it wasn't because I have a hate for Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers, although he can drive me a little crazy at times, and this is one of those examples. Everyone that had told me, well, Aaron Rodgers is back with that defense, and all you have to do is add Aaron Rodgers to it, well, they're going to win 11 games. And my argument was always, every NFL season is different. You can't just add to what was last season. Last season was last season. Adding Aaron Rodgers to this roster changes nothing except this season. Let's see what happens. Bryce Huff was gone. The Hassan Reddick trade didn't work out. It is crazy to me that the New York Jets, not that they fired Robert Saleh, but that they thought anyone was going to buy this nonsense. Do you really think for a second anyone is buying Robert Saleh was the issue? Let me paint you a picture. The offense has looked atrocious. They have an OC that failed as a head coach and was never shown of being creative. An old, aging Aaron Rodgers who hasn't been good legitimately and statistically for 3 seasons now. The defense is what's keeping teams in check and just held the hottest offense in football to 20 points on the road in London, and you fire the leader of that defense. The issue with this team was not the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if Robert Saleh is a great head coach. Maybe he's not. Seems a little much like a hothead at times. Seems a little much like an alpha male personality that works at times as a head coach, but it felt like he went too much on the teetery-tottering side. But do you think you're getting better than Robert Saleh? It's like the Dallas Cowboys question. When every Cowboys fan or a casual NFL fan's like, get rid of Dak Prescott, and then do what? Get rid of Robert Saleh, and then do what? It's pathetic. You're not doing any better than Robert Saleh. The defense was humming with not only injuries, but players like Hassan Reddick not even showing up to the team because the front office botched that deal. This is all on Aaron Rodgers. Not some, not a little bit, all of it. This is why they always say, don't mix friends with business. And that's what consistently Aaron Rodgers has done. He does not like to be, in any sort of aspect, uncomfortable. He wants to be comfortable in every situation he's in, even if that means comfortable in losing. He wants Allen Lazard. He wants Randall Cobb. He wants whoever he gets on offense. They're going to trade for Davante Adams. That'll happen momentarily. We can just act like it already happened because it's going to happen. What Aaron Rodgers gets, Aaron Rodgers gets. That's the end of the story. This season falls directly on the shoulders of Aaron Rodgers, of Nathaniel Hackett, of the shortcomings of this offense, and not anything on Robert Saleh. I'm not sure if he's a great head coach. Jets weren't great before them. But what I can tell is I know he can coach because the defense looked fine. That wasn't the problem with Robert Saleh and the New York Jets. So continuously blaming him for the shortcomings is insanity. And pushing the panic button and ejecting a guy who's got the defense humming, what are you doing? This is squarely on Aaron Rodgers. The inability to work around uncomfortable situations like Aaron Rodgers is unable to do. Then lying to everyone saying the relationship wasn't fractured or he was caught off guard by the firing of Robert Saleh. Yeah, that's not how this works. I can assure you, any decision that is any decision will be ran through Aaron Rodgers. Right now, the owner, general manager, and head coach, and also quarterback of the Jets is Aaron Rodgers. He has failed the Jets. The Jets have not failed him. They have given him everything he's asked for and more. And then running away with this situation and firing the head coach who has done nothing but keep the offense in games, who has done nothing but give the offense a chance to win games. Robert Saleh wasn't out there throwing 3 interceptions against the Minnesota Vikings. That's what Aaron Rodgers was supposed to fix. He was supposed to bring stability to the offense. He was supposed to make them better, more competent. He was supposed to make them Super Bowl contenders. Aaron Rodgers has not delivered on his promise at all. Robert Saleh has. He made a competent defense one of the best in the NFL. He held one of the best offenses in the NFL in the Minnesota Vikings to 20 points. He is the only head coach, is the only DC in this instance that held Sam Darnold in check, who was once tearing up the league for the first 4 weeks. And you blame that guy and you scapegoat that guy? Pathetic organizations do pathetic organization things. There's not a deeper meaning. There's not more to this firing. It's just that. Dumb organizations continue to do dumb things. And I'll make a video on this as well, but not only are the Jets giving in to Aaron Rodgers' demands of firing Robert Saleh, of bringing in whoever they want, they're going to get Davante Adams. And they're going to overpay for Davante Adams. Davante Adams has an enormous cap hit over the next 2 seasons. And they're going to overpay for him. They're going to give him whatever they want and more to make Aaron happy. Davante Adams is not fixing this offense. They've already got Breece Hall. They've already got Garrett Wilson. The offensive line is fine. It's not amazing. It's not good. It's just fine. Davante Adams is not fixing this train wreck. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win the division. And when I tried to explain to people that competency and relevancy and all these things matter in an organization, matter in a locker room, Jets skipped all those steps. The Jets tried to microwave success, and it's blowing up in their face, and it will continue to blow up in their face, regardless if they trade, or I guess I should say when they trade for Davante Adams. They can fire the head coach. They can try to scapegoat him. This team's not making the playoffs. Originally, I thought maybe it's not happening. They're a train wreck. Aaron Rodgers has continued to bring chaos everywhere he's went over the past 4 seasons. He's a fun quote. He's fun to have on your show. At times, he's still fun to watch on the field. But he's not a leader. He brings nothing but chaos. He wants to mix friends with business. And he wants to put the blame on other people when it should go on him. But Aaron is not comfortable with uncomfortable situations. So whatever he can do to get out of it, he will do. And the New York Jets will scapegoat anyone to make Aaron Rodgers happy because they're a pathetic organization who haven't done anything in 2 decades and will continue to be a pathetic organization. And lastly, this Jets organization had a chance at getting a head coach that, if they wanted to fire Robert Saleh at the end of the year, they had a chance to get a head coach that actually matters in the NFL, that actually has some pull in the NFL. Now any head coach that has, or I guess I should say now any offensive coordinator, now any defensive coordinator that is worth anything in the NFL, that has options to pick and choose where he wants to go be a head coach, you are not taking the Jets organization. They continue to show that they're dysfunctional. The only thing they had is they showed that they would give their head coach time, and they didn't even do that with Robert Saleh. They didn't even let the guy see it out. This is an organization that has shot themselves in the foot once again. They will go into the offseason looking for a savior at head coach and get a second or third tier head coach and rinse and repeat that after 3 or 4 years. Because that's exactly what the New York Jets are. An incompetent, pathetic franchise. And I'm not surprised by this firing, and you shouldn't be either. Pathetic organizations do pathetic organization things.